My friend! The Philadelphia Eagles may have seemed discreet during the first wave of free agency signings, but make no mistake, it's all part of a bigger plan. Behind the scenes, the management led by Howie Roseman is agile with caution, and every decision is directly tied to the uncertain future of A.J. Brown. Currently, the Eagles have over $34.8 million in salary cap space, giving them flexibility many teams would love to have. But instead of spending negatively, Philadelphia is focusing on smart, calculated moves, players who can contribute without compromising the franchise with long-term risks. One name that stands out is Justin Skule. He may not be a blockbuster signing, but he plays an important role, strengthening the offensive line. His familiarity with coach Chris Cooper could help him adapt quickly to the system. Yes, his 2025 season had its struggles, including allowing 7 sacks, but context matters. As a backup or rotational tackle, his experience can be extremely valuable, especially in a long season where injuries are inevitable. Protecting the quarterback remains a top priority, and having a deep roster is often the difference between stability and disaster. Then we have Michael Dana, a player who could become a major revelation. After being released by the Kansas City Chiefs, he enters the free agent market with something to prove. Although his most recent numbers are modest, his past performance tells a different story. He was a key piece of a defense with Super Bowl potential, showing he can pressure the quarterback in crucial moments. At 28, he still has room to recover. In a rotation with Arnold Ebiketie and Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, Dana wouldn't need to carry the hours on his shoulders, he would simply need to be efficient, and that's where he excels. But the most intriguing name and the one that could have the biggest impact is Jauan Jennings. It's truly surprising that he's still available at this point in the season. Over the past 2 seasons, Jennings has accumulated 1,618 receiving yards and 15 touchdowns, proving he can perform under pressure and shine in crucial moments. This kind of reliability is rare. If A.J. Brown were to leave, Jennings could immediately assume a key role alongside Devonta Smith and Marquise Brown, forming a balanced and dangerous receiving core. And here's the detail that connects everything. All these potential changes suggest flexible, short-term contracts. The Eagles are exclusively avoiding long-term commitments. They are keeping their options open, awaiting clarification on a situation that could completely change the franchise's outlook. Every move now seems like preparation, not a final decision. Because what happens next won't just affect the roster. It could redefine this team's identity going forward. And that's exactly why the next play shocked so many fans. When Reed Blankenship left the Philadelphia Eagles to sign with the Houston Texans, the reaction from fans was immediate and emotional. After all, Blankenship wasn't just another player on the roster. He was a fan favorite, a symbol of hard work, and a key piece of the secondary defense in recent seasons. But here's the truth many don't want to hear. This move may have been necessary. At first glance, Blankenship's numbers don't look like ruins. He finished the 2025 season with 83 total tackles, plus some impactful plays. But upon closer analysis, the picture changes. His performance dropped significantly, particularly in coverage. Advanced metrics demonstrated difficulties with consistency, and his overall rating fell significantly, raising concerns about his long-term value. And in today's NFL, where passing attacks dominate, having a reliable and consistent secondary defense is crucial. So, instead of betting on a declining player, the Eagles made a difficult but strategic decision. By letting Blankenship go, the team gains something extremely valuable: financial flexibility. And this flexibility couldn't have come at a better time. Big contracts are on the way. Players like Jalen Carter are expected to receive multi-million-dollar contracts soon, while others like Nolan Smith and Moro Ojomo are also nearing important contract decisions. Looking ahead, rising stars like Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell will also need to be compensated. This is where roster management turns into a game of chess. You can't keep the whole world, and sometimes letting a good player go is what allows you to keep the core of the team intact. But there's another side to this decision, and perhaps it's even more important: opportunity. With Blankenship's departure, the path is open for young talents to take on responsibility. One name to watch is Andrew Mukuba, who now has a real chance to earn a starting spot. Before his defeat last season, he was starting to find his rhythm, and the Eagles clearly believe in his potential. Some are a strong recruiting class for the safety position, and suddenly the strategy becomes clear: opt for younger, faster, and cheaper players without sacrificing potential. So, while this change might seem like a loss today, it could turn into a big win tomorrow. But this is where things get even more interesting. Because, while the defense is being revamped with youth and flexibility, the offense may be heading for an even bigger transformation. And the next step could be the clearest sign yet that something big is about to happen in Philadelphia. Now, everything returns to the 2026 NFL Draft, and one projection in particular is starting to make a big impact among Philadelphia Eagles fans. With the 23rd overall pick, the expectation for months was simple. The Philadelphia Eagles probably wouldn't be able to select top winners. Names like Mekhi Lemon, Carnell Tate, and Jordan Tyson were all projected to be chosen early in the draft. But now, a surprising twist has begun in the conversation. There's a growing belief that the Eagles could select Denzel Denzel Boston, a rising star from Washington, and that changes everything. Boston isn't just another prospect. He's being described as electrifying, and rightly so. At almost 6'3" tall and over 200 pounds, he combines size, physical strength, and elite ball handling skills. In 2025, he stood out with 881 receiving yards and 11 touchdowns, proving he can beat top-level opponents. And it doesn't stop there. In the last 2 seasons, Boston has accumulated 1,715 yards and 20 touchdowns, demonstrating consistency and improvement, 2 characteristics highly valued by NFL teams. But what truly stands out is his ability to win aerial duels and perform well in the red zone. He's the type of receiver quarterbacks rely on when the game doesn't go as planned. That's why some analysts are making a bold comparison to Puka Nacua, one of the most productive receivers in recent years. Like Nacua, Boston isn't defined solely by speed. Instead, he wins with grit, positioning, and unique hands. He fights for every yard, every reception, every moment. And while he may need time to fully adapt to the NFL, his potential is extremely high. Here's the real question. Why would the Eagles spend a first-round pick on a wide receiver? The answer might be uncomfortable for fans. Everything points to A.J. Brown. Trade rumors have been circulating. Frustration with the offense is public knowledge. And, financially, the departure of a star receiver could give the Eagles even more flexibility to reshape the roster. If the Philadelphia Eagles choose Boston, it won't just be a matter of adding talent. It will be a statement, a sign that the franchise is preparing for a new era. Of course, replacing a player like A.J. Brown is no easy task. He has been one of the most dominant receivers in the league and lost the identity of the offense overnight. But this front office has proven before that you're willing to make bold, even unpopular decisions to believe it's the right decision in the long run. And if Boston develops and becomes what the scouts believe it can be, the Eagles could end up with a younger, cheaper, and highly effective weapon for many years. And now it all connects. After everything we've seen, the cautious moves in free agency, the decision to part ways with Reed Blankenship, and the strong possibility of drafting a wide receiver like Denzel Boston, do you believe the Philadelphia Eagles are taking the right steps to prepare for life without A.J. Brown? Or is this a risky strategy that could backfire on them in 2026? Leave your opinion here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back later to update you with the latest Eagles news.